Howdy, y'all. Welcome into the Cargo Bay, where we love top Star Wars trading cards and also other Star Wars things we might be talking about today. So it's time for a little bit of hobby talk.
Hobby talk.
How are you, Brady?
I'm doing good. I took a little of the pirate voice out of this one. I tried for my hobby talk, so I think that went pretty well.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I could probably insert that digitally if you want me to.
We'll lay off of it.
Rough your voice up a little bit.
No, I think we can hang out off of that for a little bit. I'm doing good. I'm riding off of a Kenobi high, my friend.
Yeah. Feels good. Feels good to have Kenobi, some of it revealed, and to have more to look forward to. I'm stoked. We just got done recording our first Obi-Wan episode. You and I, spoiler alert, we're both big fans of what's happening on that show so far.
Indeed we are. And a quick plug for a giveaway. Why don't you show what we've got on there? That's a PSA 6 1977 Obi-Wan Kenobi Top Star Wars sticker. Beautiful piece, if I do say so myself, and I do. Check out that Kenobi instant reaction pod for information on how you can get an extra entry to win that. We'll also blast our socials at the Cargo Bay Pod pretty much everywhere on how you can also enter to win that. But for an additional entry, check out that Kenobi episode.
Yeah, check us out at the Cargo Bay Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and check out our YouTube channel. We'll have information on this giveaway on ways you can get more entries. It's probably still going to be a small pool of entries. But yeah, check out the Obi-Wan episode for a secret code to get into that raffle there.
Now, for my money, that's the coolest giveaway we've offered yet. Now, I know I know we've had some fancy, refractors from Chrome Galaxy. It's the new kid in town. Everybody's talking about it. But that one, that's an evergreen, baby.
This is such a cool looking design. It's got a red starfield in the back, this yellow outline sticker. Kenobi looking over here, he's talking to Luke. But yeah, this is one I don't really want to give away at all. When I got this card in the mail, I was like, ooh, it would look really good on my shelf forever. It's hard a PSA 6 isn't super high. It is for old Star Wars stuff, all right? Yeah. It's pretty hard to come by this stuff and anything above like a 3 or 4, honestly.
Yeah, some of those grades are rough, and yeah.
It looks great too, by the way. There's no surface damage. There's no obvious damage to this card at all. And it doesn't seem to be poorly centered, really. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the giveaway.
Good looking piece. That should be a hotly contested giveaway. So again, check out the Kenobi episode for an additional entry, and hit those social medias. Smash follow buttons and likes and comments and reviews. We love you. Anyway, let's get down to the matter at hand. That's enough of that. You got to watch the first 2 episodes of Kenobi with Obi-Wan Kenobi. You were at Star Wars Celebration, so before we jump too much into hobby talk, I want some stories. I want some updates. I want some insider info from Celebration.
Wow, big day. Knew it was going to be a big day. Had no idea how big it was going to be. Actually, I thought the highlight of my day, and the reason I bought a ticket to Celebration, and I bought an autograph ticket for Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor himself, because I love that man and I love his performance. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do this for myself. I've been feeling down. Let me see if I can shake some of that off with some Star Wars in. So I thought that signing would be the highlight of my day. Turns out, was kind of a debacle. No fault on Ian McDiarmid. I'll start there. Not his fault. But we'll get into that a little later.
Okay.
Instead, what turned out to be the highlight was, so the morning panel yesterday was the Lucasfilm TV panel. And you don't automatically get into that thing. You pay your money for a pass, and if you don't get one of the light speed passes or the VIP passes, you weren't guaranteed into that panel. I had to, and I don't do this kind of stuff, but I happened to see the email that was like, hey, if you won in this panel, enter the lottery for the panel, and we'll let you know if you've won. So I said, okay, all right, I guess I will do that. And
Sure, why not?
I won, quote unquote, the lottery. That was great. I was excited about it, but like I wasn't. I don't need to see celebrities on a stage. You know, it's not like I could have lived without being there. I thought. You know, like, I thought it would have been no big deal if I missed it. But I arrived on the scene. It was a crazy thing where like I get to the convention and they're like, no, actually. And literally they told me you need to walk half a mile to this hotel to check in. And I know I'm on the clock because the ticket's like, if you're not there at this time, we're going to take your ticket away and give it to someone else. So I'm rushing through. I'm in a half of a costume, basically, in the heat, rushing to this hotel, get my pass, get through security, and then I run looking for the line to get into the celebration stage for this panel. I wait and I go far away at like another, like, who knows how far to find this line, wait in it for a while, and then I ask one of the staff, wait, is this for people who have a lottery ticket? He said, oh, you already have a lottery ticket? You're not waiting to like try to enter for a lottery ticket? I said, no, I've got one confirmed. She said, oh, you go to the opposite side of the building and get in line. And so I run to the opposite side of the building, and not long after I get there, they're like, we're closing the doors. We're closing the doors. Get in now. They give me a gold wristband. I get in there, BC. It's bananas. Immediately, first thing, like, well, there's all this, like, you know, there's lots of lightsabers in there. It's a big crowd. They've got some MCs who are doing, you know, some hype up stuff I wasn't participating in necessarily. But then Ewan and Hayden Christensen come out, you know, they talk for a second. Deborah Chow is there. I forget the name of the person who was emceeing the event as a whole. After the warm-up MCs, the lady who was running the show, she's a famous person. I like her a lot. I just can't remember her name. Okay. Anyway, she comes out first, actually, and she does something which is helpful, which she says, you know, it's really rough out there. We've got a lot of terrible things going on in the news. We're all feeling that. I just want to acknowledge that and then remind everybody that we're here for like an escape from all that. So, you know, like, we're acknowledging this. It's terrible. We understand, like, if you're feeling some of that. But aside from this, we're not going to call attention to it. We're now going to escape, you know, to a universe that's about good triumphing over evil, whatever, which was great. I kind of needed that. I've been feeling weird about going. I indulge my consumerism a lot, you know, like which I already feel weird about. And it felt especially weird to be like, I'm going to go have the best day ever after, you know, tragedy in the news. Like, yeah, just I've been feeling really sick about that.
Yeah, it's been not to diverge too wildly, it's been a wild, horrible week.
Yeah,
and it's good to hear that they did acknowledge that. And I think one of the great things about Star Wars is that it is probably one of my favorite places to escape from all of the terrible stuff that routinely comes across screens that are in front of my face all the time.
Yeah, so I was glad that they, you know, made that acknowledgement, which allowed me to, you know, kind of soak in. So they come out, you know, they talk a little bit, and they say, well, do you have some extra footage for us? And they say, no, we don't, actually. We don't have any extra footage. But if you're here in this room right now, if you have a gold wristband, you are invited to the premiere back here in this theater at, you know, at 7 tonight. And it's like, what? We're going to watch the first 2 episodes with you. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had a podcast meetup. I'm sad to say I missed it, Brady. I texted you. I was like, I could go to the podcast meetup, or I can watch Star Wars in the room with Star Wars.
And for the record, just tell everyone what I said.
Yeah, you said, listen, man, you don't care about the podcast. You really don't care about growing our massive audience.
I berated you for 50 minutes straight. And then I said, you know what?
I actually missed all the Andor.
Fine. Indulge yourself. I guess it's just about you.
No, you were very supportive. You said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Get in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was stoked. And then I'm not going to dwell on all this too long because that panel was just wild. We got Diego Luna, the whole cast of Andor, not the whole cast, but a lot of Andor comes out. They play the Andor trailer. It looks amazing.
Andor looks sweet.
Ron Howard and Warwick Davis come out to talk about Willow.
Yeah, everyone's hyped about Willow.
I mean, the trailer looked pretty good to me. Then the biggest thing, and what was like, oh man, if I would have missed this, I would have been so upset. As they're like, it's John Williams' 90th birthday. And to celebrate John Williams, we're going to play the world premiere of the Obi-Wan theme live for all of you. And they raise the curtain and roll out this, full orchestra. They bring John Williams out, it's his 90th birthday. So they kind of help him up to the, up the stairs and then once he's there in the conducting place, I mean, it is just like full energy. He's a-going. It's amazing. After that, he says, this next one, it's not Star Wars. I think you'll like it anyway. They play the Indiana Jones theme, which is it's an incredible piece of music.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I'm just blown away this whole time because we love John Williams. That it was truly I felt like I was getting such a reward as a fan to be look at, here you go, free John Williams concert.
Yeah.
And then Harrison Ford comes out to give a birthday message, a heartfelt birthday message, and probably collect a paycheck. But regardless, Harrison Ford comes out and is very warm about John Williams. John Williams seems touched. And then they played, what did they play after that? I forgot the full choir that came out to do Duel of the Fates. And there's fog and red lighting. That was earlier. Anyway, they play another one. He leaves. I don't know why I can't remember right now. It was overwhelming. It was wild. And so anyway, after that, I just kind of go around the convention. There's lots of cool stuff in that convention space. I won't get into it. Was disappointed to see not many not many people selling cards anywhere.
Yeah.
But forgive me, I don't know how to say this name, but Joe Corroni, Corrony, who we know from Star Wars Topps Galaxy Chrome, was there. And I talked to him for a bit. I got some, signed prints of some of the propaganda cards that were in that set. And I bought some cool stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
The big thing.
The
signing.
Let's get into this story. I'm excited.
Okay. So I had my pin ready. I had my sleeve ready. I have this card from Chrome Galaxy, a Mojo Refractor of the Emperor, and I'm going to get it signed on the lightsaber blade. I'm stoked about it. So I'm rushing around the convention center. I didn't even mention Filoni and Favreau and all they came out. They came out and did stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, whatever. So, no big deal. Fine. Just a regular Thursday.
I'm going to my signing. It's such a massive space. I get there right in time for my group, which is 4:20. My group starts at 4:20. I get my ticket. I go get in line, and he's signing. I'm waiting, and the line is getting closer and closer. I'm 5 to 10 people away from the sign. This is after 40 minutes of waiting, right?
Yeah.
And then they close the little line. They put him in a golf cart and sweep him away. To go do photo ops. They're we're doing the photo ops. They paid more money. We're getting him there on time. And this is, I forgot to mention, at some point during the signing when I'm waiting in line, Hayden Christensen comes up and says hi to him, and people act like animals. They go insane, which to some degree I understand. But after a certain point of him standing there for a while talking to him, it's let the man talk to, let the friends talk to each other.
Let him talk to his former coworker.
Yes, I'm shouting at him. But anyway, so they whisk him away, and it's oh, what's happening? And they're oh, someone in line is yeah, we expect him back probably in an hour. He's scheduled to be done with this. And right about the time I hear that is when Ewan and Hayden show up on the convention stage, and people are screaming. So I'm in this line, and I'm starting to wonder, am I going to be late to line up for the premiere if I'm waiting here? So I wait for an hour, in one place. talking to people, doing some like giving out cards for that advertise our podcast. Anyway, he finally gets back, and it's clear that he's more tired than he was earlier. Right? But again, it's not his fault at all. The real thing was they put the staff, and like whatever, it's not, they're doing, I'm not like mad at anyone in this situation.
Yeah.
But they put a sticky note on my card to mark my card across the lightsaber. Now I don't see them do this, but that is where I have prepped the thing to be signed, right? Because it's a high gloss card. And so it gets pushed over to him, and like I have a choice. I can be like, "Oh, sir, can you remove that sticky note and can you sign like on the lightsaber blade? Can you, like, I don't want to have a bad interaction with like one of my heroes, essentially, So
but there was a voice in your head that was like, "Do it.
Please sign where I want you to sign.
Do it."
So anyway, he signs the card on the Mojo refractor. In a place where it's not prepped to be signed very well. And it also just doesn't show up well because the Mojo is like bright and shining, and I was just like, it's really cool to meet you, sir. Like and mostly I was just ready to get out of there and go to the premiere.
Right.
Because again, the good news is what I thought would be the highlight of my day turns out to be like one of the lower things on my list of amazing things that happened. So that's fine. It does look like the signatures stuck. I let it air dry a lot before putting it in a case I'm looking for the card. It may be in my living room and not here. But I'll take a picture of it. It's not awful. It looks good. And the way he wrote Ian almost looks like Sen, S-E-N, as in senator, which I liked. But yeah, it's okay, but it's definitely not exactly what I wanted, and it was a bit disappointing. But yeah, my takeaway there is, number one, if you got a pin you stick to your guns, you stick to your pin, and if you have some specific instructions, be clear.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to be better at that than I am, but I mostly just wanted to, meet the guy, and so yeah, a little disappointing on the card front at the convention in general.
Sorry to hear that, but exciting that you got to meet him.
Yeah, poor me. What
a
hard day I had.
What a boo-hoo day. I didn't get the Emperor to sign the card I wanted the right way.
He didn't sign it right where I wanted it.
No, but I mean, I definitely get the disappointment, especially having to stand there and then seeing him walk away and leave for an hour and then come back. It's like, well, it would be nice if I was in this line and got what I wanted and paid for.
Man, yeah. That's
and the fact that it's chrome and it has to have that special prep on it too. Like that would have just made me nervous.
Yeah, and again, because it's that Mojo refractor, trying to see the signature on that shine, like it's kind of hard. But man, there were people there who were doing, like 3 signings that day, and it's like, this is your day. You don't get to see the convention really. You get to stand in lines. And the Celebration store, the exclusive merch for the convention,
right,
I went early in the day. The line was endless, and I was like, nope. I came back later. All of that line was gone, and then there were 3 more rooms of line. It was a quickly moving line. I get into the store. It's this massive area with all these different shops set up where you grab merch, and then they've got multiple checkouts that you wait in line for. The line was wrapped around in circles, and that it was hard to exit the store. I swear I did not see one person take a step like the whole time I was in there, which was shortly, because I was like, no, I'm not waiting 2 hours for merch.
Yeah.
There's like a full-size TIE fighter, and Filoni's talking about, Clone Wars on a Star Wars set.
Yeah.
Again, I only had a 1-day pass, but yeah, it was wild. I don't think I would do an autograph again if I was going for 1 day of a convention, just because there's a lot of cool stuff to see. Yeah. I didn't get to see the Mandalorian exhibit. As soon as I got my card signed, I had to rush over to the theater, and it was awesome. They gave us popcorn and water. There was a red carpet. There were props and costumes. And yeah, obviously it was super cool to be in that room for those 2 episodes. Felt very lucky. Again, that opening panel, I talked to a lot of people who didn't even know like about the panel. They were surprised to hear that some of those celebrities had been there earlier in the day. I saw so many people on the convention floor that didn't have a gold wristband. I would say the majority of people I saw didn't have that wristband to get into the premiere. So I just felt really, really lucky to have gotten barely squeezed into that opening panel, because it would have really stunk to not have.
I think you had a pretty good day from the sounds of it. And kudos to you for packing as much into a 1-day pass as you did, so because you got to make decisions. You're making snap decisions when your time is limited, and you got a waypoint where it's like, I need to be here at this time. How much time do I have to deal with this sort of stuff? You were on it. Like, you had to have been on point.
It was a little bit stressful at times.
I bet it was.
I brought a bunch of Cargo Bay advertisements, which I had printed and stuck in corresponding trading cards to give to people in costumes.
Nice.
As soon as I arrived on scene, I was like, oh, right, I quit acting at the theater that I loved because I hate doing this. I hate going up to strangers and asking them to do something, even if it's giving them something. But I did a fair amount of that. Most of the time, I asked people if they wanted a trading card. They looked at me like I was crazy. And what I wound up doing a lot is just handing them the whole stack of cards and being like, go through it, pick any one you want. And then they would always be like, oh, wow, these are cool. Like,
yeah. Yes, they are.
Cool. Shout out to X-Wing pilots, or shout out to pilots in general. They were all, I just found universally they were warm and cool about everything. I also left some cards in places. There were lots of cards around, left some at charging stations. So if you're listening to us because you got that card, hey, check out that Arabesh on that card. If you can translate it, there's a secret code in that Arabesh.
Whoa!
You can email us, and maybe you'll get a little something.
Holy smokes!
But you'd have to do the work of translating it. And I'm not promising you that this prize is a major prize.
It's $50,000.
Located in a bank, which you must rob.
Nice. So you are you thinking maybe see if we can't get some 3-day passes next year? Think that's the move? 1,
I'm not going without you. 2, we'll have to talk about it, because I don't love large groups of people. I despise standing in lines.
Right.
I think if I went again, I could do everything I wanted to in a day, maybe 2 days.
Okay.
But I don't know. I felt like I got my fill, but it would be different if I were with you also. I was just alone there. I talked to some nice people, you know, like had some good conversations, but I was just rolling solo because my fiance had to watch our doggo.
Right.
Was very kind to let me go spend the day.
Maybe the 2-day would be the move.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Gives you a little breathing room, but not too much. 3-day might be overwhelming. Okay. All right.
I will say something that made me happier than it should have is that the Thursday passes have a T-16 Skyhopper on them. And I was like, that's the one I wanted. I was hoping that's the way it would fall. So that was cool.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Not jealous at all.
I'm not going again without you, VC. I didn't expect to have as good of a time as I did. I've been to that same convention center for work-related stuff. I've been to VidCon, which is a YouTube convention, a couple times there. Oh my gosh, this is so much cooler than VidCon. Like, the age group, there were a lot of families there, but I'd say the majority of people were my age or older. It was really cute to see a lot of middle-aged to older couples there in costumes. Like, there's something that was so heartwarming about seeing a lot of well-grown and even older people in full Star Wars costume. I saw a Force Awakens Han Solo was just dead on, and I heard him talk to someone. He even sounded like Harrison Ford.
Sweet.
But yeah, there's just tons of cool stuff all around. So yeah, good vibes. It was heartwarming for the most part.
Nice. Sounds like something I would want to experience at least once.
Yeah.
At least once, I would say.
I would recommend it.
So, hard pivot, hard shift. That's enough of all your good times that you had. That's enough of you.
I tried to speak as quickly as I could, but it was just me talking for 30 minutes. So.
And listen, I think the audience is going to probably leave a bunch of comments about how they miss the sound of my voice, so let me get into me. No, actually, if you want more of me, check out that Kenobi episode that we just finished recording. There's plenty of my voice on that one.
Well, you're doing the work. You're giving the plot rundown, BC.
Doing the yeoman's work on that plot rundown. Yeah. So, one thing. So, not a lot of trading cards, which I thought was interesting. Considering,
not that I found, and I looked for them, obviously.
Yeah, considering it feels like we're in a big Star Wars boom, so it seems like it may still be in the giant world of Star Wars collecting and collectibles. Probably still more of kind of a niche corner that we find ourselves in, but one that we're happy to find ourselves in.
They did have a Star Wars card trader booth, the digital card trader booth, and it was big. It was kind of weird because I guess it's just because they print money on that. Like, it costs nothing for them to do that and to make money. I got some posters from them for free, which are just of digital cards. There's another one with a different selection of cards that I have. There was a way to make your own card or something. I have the Card Trader app, and I've messed with it a little bit, but it was a thing where I was optimizing my time, and I was like, I'm not going to stand in line for that. Instead, I'm going to go stand in line to sit in the X-Wing cockpit.
Yeah. That was a better choice, for sure. Yeah, I've messed around with it a little bit. It's fine, but it does seem like a money pit.
Yeah, where I want my money pits to give me something I can hold.
A physical thing. Yeah, and it's not even like and we're not gonna extol the virtues of NFTs for any reason, but it doesn't even have like the exclusivity of something, quote unquote exclusivity of something like that. I mean there are
one-on-ones.
There's chases. There's chases and stuff. But my concern is that like if at a certain point they're like we're done with this, and like
the platform evaporates.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a certain point where those things do happen and have happened in other like card apps where it's like, yeah, we moved the library to your desktop or something, and it's I much prefer having a physical something. Yeah. So.
But if you're out there and you're into Card Trader and you're a defender of Card Trader, I would love to hear about it. Like, honestly, I would love to hear about it and why you love it. Because I've just started to play around in it. Like, I still have a million packs to open. That's the other thing is the app is very confusing to me. Like, it's meant to kind of gamify the experience with challenges and stuff. And I don't love being on my phone. So I don't know. I would like to know more about it. I'm going to try to learn more about it.
Yeah, if you're a Star Wars Card Trader app aficionado, let us know what you love about it. So send us a comment, send us an email. You know all the places to find us. We would really appreciate to hear from you.
Moment of pure terror where I thought we weren't recording, or I wasn't recording. We're good.
Thank goodness.
There's nothing like, trying to be enthusiastic through a second round of talking about.
Well, let's go into it again.
Our items.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, definitely glad that was not the case.
One good card pickup I got, BC, was for you as a souvenir. I got the full set of these 1980 Burger King trading cards.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they're really cool. So, like, just this Jawas of Tatooine card is
pretty sweet.
Is enough to wet my whistle. Yeah.
Very sweet. Nice pickup. I'm very grateful for all of the bounty you will be sending me. My pickups have all been for me, nothing for you. I talked about these, I think, last week. These came in. I got my Ahsoka.
Oh, sick.
Very off-center top to bottom, but whatever. And then my living sets of Qui-Gon, Obi, and Vader from Rebels all came in.
And if you're listening to us, that Ahsoka is from the Legacy Chrome. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Topps Chrome, the Legacy set. Probably my favorite insert because it's just, it's character cards with a nice Starfield background. The wielders of the lightsaber, it's where one of my prized collections pieces is, which is...
Man, those are so cool.
The trinity of of Jedi there. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, as I call it. So yeah, those are my green parallels of Obi, Anakin, and Luke from that set.
All wielding blue lightsabers. It all looks that's a sweet setup you have there.
It's very nice and will never be parted with. So that will hang on the wall until someone has to deal with it in an estate sale.
It will earn thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yes, many hours of love and care will be poured into the value of that. For me, did you aside from Celebration, any pickups, any other eBay-ings that you've been doing or partaking of?
I've slowed my roll a little bit. I've mostly anything I've purchased, I've been trying to justify with it being for giveaways, for the podcast. I will say coming up there will be an Offbeat Buddies numbered refractor as a giveaway, which is an Obi-Wan card from Chrome Galaxy, back to back with Dexter Jester. And yeah, so I got that. I don't think I have any cards that have come in really.
All right.
But
yeah, after yesterday's announcement, or I guess it's not an announcement, but the Andor trailer reveal, I got pretty excited about that. Watching that trailer, I was like, "This seems like it's
cool.
Seems like it's going to be good." There's not a lot, and I've purchased again, like you, for giveaway stuff or trying to buy people's enthusiasm for our content. I picked up some Andor cards, some numbered parallels. I got an of 25 from Chrome Legacy, a Cassian Andor
nice.
card. I think I've got a Masterwork of 99 coming in. And then I saw that Mon Mothma, or the actress who played Mon Mothma in Rogue One, is reprising her role for Andor.
Yeah.
So I went and I snagged a couple of her autographs because they are cheap relative to other autographs. So I got a Rogue One, and then I got a Masterworks on-card auto, which are definite potentials for giveaways once we come up on Andor, which sounds like is the end of August is when that's coming out?
So. I think so. I can't remember exactly, but I think that was a good move from what she said on stage and how excited she was to be there. Yeah. I think she's going to be a big part of that show, as she should be, and I think that show's going to be good.
The footage, the trailer that they showed, because I didn't have a real big feel for it before, but the footage that I saw made me very excited for an Andor show that I potentially did not have a lot of enthusiasm before, but watching that I was like, okay, yeah, I can get into this. I can get into that.
Similar feeling for me, where I was kind of like, I'm sure I'll watch it.
Yeah. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it. It'll be great. But this seems like it's gonna be like good.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff coming from Andor. Hopefully, not bad advice for you if you're a card hound. Maybe get something from Andor. Card prices, who knows? The whole market could collapse next week. But I think it's a pretty safe bet that those Mon Mothma autos aren't going to be totally cheap once she's much more of a major character in Star Wars.
No, I'd say get them while you can. You'll always be able to get them. There's plenty of them, and it's not like it's a $50,000 card. But I got a couple for like $15 each. Which I was like, yeah, for an on-card auto from someone who's going to be on potentially a really good Disney Plus version of Star Wars. I was like, that's a good price. So I went ahead and grabbed it. Again, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not pumping cards. I'm not into flipping these Mon Mothmas. These are largely either for a personal collection or for a giveaway. But if you're gonna do it now, because I don't think those prices are gonna go down at all. So
I think about it this way: a year from now, would you be excited to pull a Mon Mothma out of a signature series box? I would, considering the kind of autos I get out of Signature Series boxes. So $15 is a lot more appealing than 70 or 75.
Yeah,
So.
or more in instances now. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, pull the trigger. Get a couple Mon Mothmas in here.
Yeah, good call. Good call, BC. Anything else in Star Wars trading card news?
No updates on pricing or releases. So our Chrome Black is still, just awaiting a price tag to be dropped on that thing. The blowout sale is still going on, so that's what we're in week 2 of that, still having. I mean, again, it's not a huge discount, but you can get them for a few percentage points cheaper than if you went to Steel City and ordered the same product. It saves you a few dollars. Again, if you're into the pre-orders, jump on it now. Get them while you can. I don't know. I don't have a very good feel of the market. It feels like it's either about to, Star Wars cards are just going to get more expensive, which seems unfathomable, or it feels like the bottom could drop out of some of those prices. Yeah, I think the best we could hope for is that it just kind of holds steady, which is already too high.
Yeah.
Because we've pre-ordered several boxes at this point at what we would say is a too high price.
Yes.
But from everything we've seen before, it's like these are just going to go up after they get released. So if you want to open a box, do it before we release them.
Although I will say I've seen Masterworks, this latest round of Masterworks is going down. I think you can buy, at least the last listing I saw, you could buy them for cheaper than you could on pre-order.
That's good. I've got Steel City pulled up here. Let me see if that's on here. 420, 425.
Okay, I saw some for $395 sealed on eBay, but that could have been, a one-off.
I mean, I would still never do that.
No, I wouldn't either. I'm just saying that product there was enough of a not value per case, or per box scenario that the prices are not going up, at least.
Yeah. Well, I think that one was just inflated way too high.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's, and I feel like it's probably the case with the Finest, because it's a pre-sale for $300, which we didn't purchase that, thank God, because that's way too high. I mean, the price we paid was still too high, but I don't foresee that product. I think it's going to be big. I don't know why. I just think people are going to like it because it's Chrome. Masterworks, I don't know. It just feels like a kind of a weird separate entity for collectors, because the set isn't super collectible because they're thicker cards, so you can't really binder them as well. It feels like you're more chasing specific kind of hits and big hits in general with that product. But the strikeout ratio was just so high that has to be what's driving prices down. That people are just like, I'm not going to pay $425 to get 2 Fifth Brother autographs and, not much else out of a box.
Yeah. No disrespect to the Fifth Brother or anything.
No.
Sorry, bro.
But I don't want to pay $400 for your autograph. I don't really want to pay $20 for your autograph.
No. I mean, this is what I told you earlier, BC. At this convention, you could buy, signed lightsabers, signed lightsaber prop replicas for less than on-card autos, sometimes for less than sticker autos. I saw a great prop replica of, a thermal detonator with a plaque that Carrie Fisher had signed. It wasn't like a stamp. It was, her signature. It was $2,500 at this convention, which is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
It's not that much more than a lot of, Carrie Fisher autographs on, even sticker autos go for right now.
Yeah.
So it was just wild to see that. The amount, your $400 at that convention would have gotten you a photo op with Ian McGregor.
Yeah.
So, you could meet the guy and take a picture with him for a fraction of what, an autograph card would cost. So, it's wild times.
Yeah. Masterworks, again, not a product we open, but if you find a single you want, not terrible, because you can purchase it for less than an arm and a leg and just get the one card, which is
I also get, if you just want to gamble, you want to do a big gamble, that's on you.
See, now that is the other thing, and that's how I do justify the prices that we paid for some of our other boxes.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing it to a smaller degree.
Yeah,
It's
we're
more
just
in
like
our price range.
Yeah, like, this just fits our budget better. I'm gambling with this, but and so I can't weasel my way out of that one too much. It is we're just doing it on a less expensive level.
Yeah.
No offense to Masterworks collectors. Good for you.
Yeah, sorry.
But I'm sorry if you've opened stuff and we're just like, this stinks.
This is definitely not worth what I paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I think I've rambled about through everything. I guess the last thing is I will once again show off this sweet poster I got at the premiere. And I told you already, Brady, but I went through, got my poster, asked if I could get a second one, got a firm no. So I pulled a little sneaky Obi-Wan move myself and rolled one up and stuck it in my backpack and found my way back in and got another one. There were stacks and stacks. I was not taking one from someone who didn't get one at the premiere. But
there was
I wanted
plenty
you to
be
have
had.
one of these because we're really stoked about Obi-Wan. Do listen to our Obi-Wan episodes. Check out our socials for giveaways.
Check all that stuff out. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Again, big PSA giveaway this week of that Kenobi PSA 6 sticker from 1977. Again, we are the Cargo Bay Pod. Basically everywhere you can find us. We'll be posting on social media how you can enter to win that card. And as Adam mentioned before, it's not a hotly contested at this point. So enter now. You got a pretty decent chance of getting a really cool card, in my opinion. So do check that out. Where you can find us, we are the Cargo Bay Pod.
That's right. And PBDO, how about you get us out of here? Thank you kindly, P Beats. Alrighty. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.